it's Andy, and today I'm going to be filming my birthday book haul. So it was my birthday just mid-August there, and I'm just getting around to filming my birthday book haul now because there was a few things that I had to wait being shipped, and finally everything's here so I can get the video filmed. So I'm just going to go right into the video and speed through these. I'm not really going to give synopsis for a lot of them because I haven't really looked into it extensively, and I honestly can't remember a lot of them. Thank you, memory problems. So I'll just be going through the books. If I can give you anything brief on them, I will. And yeah, so without further ado, here they are. So the first two books are Out of the Easy and Between Shades of Grey by Petitions. I have already read a couple of books by Petitions. I've actually already read this, but I had it on an ebook and I wanted the physical format, and this is one of her newer ones. So since I've liked a couple of her books, I really wanted to try another one, and this is about New Orleans, which I love. New Orleans, I love the idea of it. I love most things that are based there, so I thought this would be a good one to try. Between Shades of Grey is about Lena, who with her mother and brother are being deported to Siberia during World War II by the Soviets. The next two books are Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I read these in audiobook format and loved them, and haven't gotten the physical copies because I desperately wanted the hardcover copies, which have beautiful covers, but could not get a hold of them. So paperbacks it is, and I'll just have to deal with it because I really love the story. Strange the Dreamer is about Laszlo Strange, who has become obsessed with this place called Weep, which lost its name and is now known as Weep, and he goes with an envoy to help save Weep, and then Muse of Nightmares carries on from the end of this book. I love them, they were one of my favourite reads when I did read them, which was a while ago. The next book is Sea People by Christina Thompson. This is, I think, possibly non-fiction about Polynesian people, and Polynesian culture is one of the most fascinating cultures to me. I think it's incredible. I love everything I learn about it, so I just want to learn more, and this has been recommended on BookTube, and I am so excited to read it. Next is My New LAN by Elizabeth Acevedo. I love this. I listened to it again in audio format, and decided I just had to get the full paperback copy of it. Basically, this is about two sisters who found out about each other when a plane crashes, and their dad was on board. One lives in the Dominican Republic, one lives in New York, I believe, yeah. And it is told in verse, and it is beautiful. I love it. I wish she'd written just a bit more because it ended a bit quickly for me, but 100% recommend, even if you don't read verse, it's beautiful. Next book is a Books and Lala recommendation. So it is Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability and Making Space by Amanda Leduc. I'm really interested in this, given that I am actually disabled. I have a connective tissue disorder called EDS, which causes a lot of pain, dislocations, and other things on top of it. It would be a whole video of its own. It would be a series of its own if I had to go into it. This discusses how people with disabilities are seen in things like fairy tales, and how we can do better, basically. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. Lala really recommends it, so I am really excited. The next book is If Only by Melanie Murphy. This is one, again, that I have wanted to read for a while but just haven't had a copy, and this is Melanie Murphy, who is on YouTube. I'll link her YouTube down below, and this is her first novel, fictional novel. She has written Fully Functioning Human Almost, which I've also read and really liked, which was more of a memoir advice book, but this is her first fiction novel, and I know it's about, I think it's about parallel lives, so in that what if only place that people get to. So I am excited to read that. It's been sold out for so long that it's taken this long to get a copy of it. The next book is Midnight Sun. So this is a big book. This is Edward's point of view of Twilight, and I'm pretty sure everybody will have heard of it by now. I was so excited to read this book, so excited to get this book. I've been waiting for God knows how long for this book. I read Twilight when I was 14, 15 maybe, and it was very formative for me. I saw myself so much in Bella, and while I understand now a lot of the problematic areas, I was very much like her when I was younger, and I can see how she is a teenager, and I really like that, and this just helped round it off really well. Sorry if I've moved a bit, someone just came to the door with our new toaster because their old one broke. Anyway, back to Midnight Sun. This has been a fairly controversial one, or at least Twilight in general, just because of a lot of the problematic content. And as part of Midnight Sun being in our lives now, we should be bringing attention to the Quileutes. At the moment they are in the process of trying to move to higher ground, because the reservation that they were given, the tiny patch of land that they were allowed, of their own land that they were allowed, has been sitting in quite a dangerous place. It's right on the coast, so if any tsunamis hit, they're right in the path, and they are trying to move to higher ground because they've been allowed more land, and more of their own land again, and they want to move their settlement, but they need funds to help. Unfortunately the government aren't helping them, and nobody from the Twilight team at all are also helping them. So it's completely funded by them and by people who want to help them. So if you can, and if you buy Midnight Sun, I would recommend that you donate even a small portion to the Quileutes to help them move themselves onto better land, because Stephanie Meyer did take a lot of their community, a lot of their culture. She did so without permission, she did so probably well-meaningly, or at least not meaning in a bad way, but was fairly insensitive to the fact that she was taking a person's culture who were there to ask, and she didn't even bother to ask. They could have really made this a lot better, but hey ho. So I will put the links down below where you can donate to help them move their settlement to higher ground. I really hope that if you buy Midnight Sun and read Midnight Sun, or are a fan of Twilight, Team Jacob, please donate to the Quileutes. Next set of books are a trilogy, so it is the Glutton Court, the Emerald Sea, and the Midnight Jewel. These are the 3 Glutton Court novels. Again, I've read them on audio and really want to get copies of them, but I can't seem to find anywhere that has the paperback of the Emerald Sea in particular, so I ended up getting them all in hardback instead. I got them all actually from a second-hand book store, which is why I've been able to get so many of these. I either got them from Waterstones or from second-hand books, and my friends and family just helped pay towards the books so that I could get them for my birthday. Glutton Court, the Emerald Sea, and the Midnight Jewel all follow the same story of the Glutton Court, which takes ladies who are of a lower class and teaches them how to be ladies, takes them to a new place to then basically marry them off. When you read it, it is better than it sounds, but our main character in the Glutton Court is in fact herself a lady. She's a real lady, she is a real noblewoman, but she wants to get away from the marriage that has been arranged for her. So the Glutton Court shows her journey through that. The Emerald Sea then shows another character from start to finish, and the Midnight Jewel again a different character. So it's the same story but told from 3 perspectives over 3 books, which sounds like it might be boring, but it's actually really interesting having it all tied together and really gives justice to each of the characters. And I really enjoyed it, and I really want to reread it soon. The next book is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I have seen the movie of this and really liked it, so I decided to want to try and read it. I am a big Pride and Prejudice fan. I did a dissertation on Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion by Jane Austen, and I'm really interested in twist of Pride and Prejudice and zombies, especially given that I really did enjoy the film. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this because the books are usually better than the movies, and the movie was really good. So this is by Jane Austen and Seth Grahame-Smith. Jane Austen obviously being the initial author, and Seth Grahame-Smith will be the adapter who made it into Pride and Prejudice and zombies. The next book is Homegoing by Ya Gyasi, which I probably butchered, so I'm very sorry about that. And I've been looking forward to this book since I heard about it. It is a fantastic concept. It follows a family through generations, and it sounds incredible. I don't even think I can give it justice, so I'm not even going to try. I'll be reading this as soon as I can. It is on my list to read immediately after I finish the book that I'm slogging my way through now. The next book is Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. I'm a big Jojo Moyes fan. I have quite a few of her books I really like. I really like her historical fictions and her contemporaries, which is basically what she writes. But as for our more famous, which has got the sticker for here, Me Before You, if you're going to read it, read Me Before You and don't read the other two. But The Giver of Stars really appealed to me. I do tend to be more critical of Jojo Moyes because I have read one of her books I really didn't like, so now I'm quite picky, but I'm really excited to get to that. The next book is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Byron. I'm not quite sure how to say her surname, but sorry about that. This is a Cinderella retelling-esque, so it's 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. So now all the girls in the kingdom have to go to a ball and have a husband choose them, and if they're not chosen, they are kind of sent away, as far as I understand it. Joel from Fictional Fates has been going on about this book in a way that makes me really, really want to read it. So I would probably get this on my list after Homegoing because I still really want to read that, but this, I'm not really a Cinderella fan, but this seems a lot better than Cinderella, the original, because I don't think this character is one to sit around and wait and be rescued. Next book is Wait For Me by Caroline Leach. Again, this is a World War II historical fiction, which seems to be my favourite genre of historical fiction. I'm really interested in World War II and all the aspects of it. So this also is about pilots, I believe. There's certainly planes on the cover. I just remember this being recommended based on other books that I'd read World War II fiction wise. So I definitely want to pick it up. I love World War II fiction. Hopefully this will be a nice additive to my collection. The next book is Nexus by our very own Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. I got Zenith ages ago. I actually read Zenith when they first self-published it. The main character has the same name as me, Andy, which when I got my copy of Zenith signed, took Sasha by surprise, and just it was such a fun experience. So I'm not really a sci-fi kind of person, but I did enjoy Zenith, so I really want to get to Nexus, finish off the duology, and see where it goes from there, because it did end in a bit of a cliffhanger. So Nexus and Zenith are about Andy, who is a captain of a spaceship with her all-female crew, who are all different species, and they are, I believe, smugglers. And yeah, I can't really describe it well without spoiling it, so if you like sci-fi and a female sci-fi, this is probably one you will like, so I would definitely recommend it. And I'll also link Sasha down below. Okay, so the next two I'm really excited about. I've read both of these books and I just can't even tell you how much I love them, and I'm so excited. And that is The Red Scrolls of Magic and The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. So I've already read this because I had it in paperback, but then I was desperate to read this one and could only get it in hardback until the paperback was released. Couldn't wait that long, so found this on a secondhand bookstore in the hardcover. This is the Waterstones edition of this book, and it's a reversible cover, so there's also another cover underneath, and the book itself is white and it has these gorgeous blue sprayed edges. How beautiful is that? Which matches up really well because this has just your regular white edges, but then the beautiful blue underneath the cover. I am a giant Malik fan. I love seeing the aspects of their relationship mixed in with nice Shadowhunter stories. I love the fleshing out that we get of Alec and Magnus, because obviously they're not the main focus of the other Shadowhunter books. And I just finished this last night and cried, especially since this Waterstones exclusive edition has an extra story in it based around Jem and Tessa, and I cried because I love Jem and Tessa almost as well. Actually, I love Jem and Tessa as much as I love Alec and Magnus. So yeah, that was an emotional roller coaster. Okay, so that is the end of that video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you see something that you've read or you would like to read, and if you have any opinions on books that you've read, please let me know in the comments, but please don't spoil them. Again, I will link creators down below that I've mentioned, but also I will link down below the web link to the Quileute page, so that you can hopefully donate just a little bit, if you can, towards the Quileutes. We owe them so much as Twilight fans, and the least we can do is give them help to put themselves in a safe place. So I've donated, and I hope that some of you will donate as well. I know there are other booktubers who are bringing attention to it, and it is a very good, noble cause, so hopefully you will agree. Okay, so that's it for me. I'm going to go and set up the new toaster and see how it goes. So wish me luck, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye!